Hey guys, I wasn't gonna make a video because I didn't have that much to say. Have to say, which that's good too. You can learn a lot from what other people say. I guess I wanted to talk about the whole Meghan Markle thing. I wanted to talk about was not, I guess, typically what everybody else is talking about, which is, I guess, her legal case that's going on. And, you know, sometimes people are speaking about her, they speak about her, how she racially identifies herself. And people are speaking about her effects on, I guess, what's his name? Prince Harry? Now, mind you, I have to say this because there's always going to be somebody out in the world that says, if you don't be quiet, I'm going to sue you because you're not stating facts. So let me just preface this whole conversation by saying these are opinions. Opinions. And really, this is not about her. This is about us. When I say us, you know? Guess I'll go back to what's recently got people upset. But first, I'll start with a little story. Years ago, years on top of other years, I worked at a library in the juvenile department. It was an assistant job. And I loved working in the library because I love books. I love reading. And I love connecting children with books that have characters or situations that maybe they can identify with, especially if they're going through a hard time. I remember when I was really young, I had people around me. I was blessed enough to have people around me that gave me books as gifts. And often the person knew me well enough to give me a book that I would treasure because I could identify with what was being said in the book or the character, how the person had lived their life in the book, whether it was fiction or nonfiction. Anyway, I remember when I started working at this library, I had a lot of moments like that where I was very happy to match a person with a book after I got to know them for a few minutes and speak with them. Sorry, I have a book right here. It's actually a Malignant Self-Love, Sam Vaknin. It's about narcissism. I've had that for quite a while. Anyway, there was this one incident after I had been there for a year. I had worked there for about 5 years. Then I kind of got driven out. Another story. Anyway, one day this woman came in and I was working at the desk getting ready for a program. It was the Read Across America program where we promote literacy. And I was getting ready for that program. And it was very busy in there. And there was this woman, I noticed her off to the side. She was watching her small daughter play with some blocks or something. But anyway, what happened was she just kept sitting there looking out into kind of outer space, and she had this paper in her hand, but she didn't look like she was looking for a book. After everyone kind of left and went their own way, all the little children and the mothers and the fathers, she kind of crept over to the desk I was working at, and she said, "Yeah, I can't read." And it took me a minute to process that, because I had not actually ever met someone that couldn't read at all. Not a thing. She couldn't read anything. And I tried to not show my surprise on my face. I don't know if I did a good job, but she said, "Can you read this to me?" And it was, I looked at it really quickly. And it was an eviction letter. She was going to be evicted that week, and she didn't know. Some of the letters were unread, and others were just in small font. And I really didn't want to tell her that. But I did. I said, "It says that you're going to be evicted." And she kind of really didn't understand even what that meant. I told her that they said that she was going to be evicted for not paying her rent. And that they were going to come by, and if she didn't get her stuff out, they were going to, the sheriff would come and take it out and put it on the curb. And she had this look on her face, like she knew it was important, that she should have read that letter and probably gotten somebody to read it sooner, since she couldn't do it. But now she didn't know what to do. And then she kept just saying, "Well, when? When does it say? What day does it say?" She wanted me to read the whole entire thing, and I gave her the information on the letter. And then I said to her, "If you need help reading anything else, you can come here and I will read it to you. And maybe we can work on learning how to read." And then I asked her how old her daughter was, and if her daughter was in school. And she said, yes, her daughter was in preschool. And she said that her son was in a little bit older, in elementary school, and sometimes he would read things to her. But I remember how that story made me feel. I already loved reading by then, but it just magnified for me a situation where there really are people out there, like right up the street from us, that don't know how to read. They don't know how to write, and they need help. Now, not everybody would be in a dire situation as she was, but she was in one. And I don't know what happened to her. She never came back again. But I remembered that situation when I saw a lot of videos popping up about Meghan Markle and her book that she wrote, and her promoting literacy. And how people were so upset by that. And I can understand why. What do you think about this? Does it matter? Does it matter? Does it matter what she's doing if she's promoting literacy? And some people said it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter really how she's promoting literacy, as long as she's promoting literacy. Why is she promoting literacy now when she had all these years to promote it earlier? Why did she have to show up to her book reading in such, I guess people say nice clothes, but it was really so much jewelry, all kinds of stuff people said, I heard. And I guess I thought to myself, without sticking up for her too much, because, let's be real, I don't know her from a can of paint. Right? But I do care about kids, and I do care about literacy, and she's a minor celebrity at this point. Maybe some people would say major, I don't know. Isn't that what they do? And I pose this question because I guess I don't understand why so many people act as if she's not doing what celebrities do. They sell perfumes, they sell makeup, they sell athletic wear, they sell books. And we accept when they do that. And a lot of these people sell these things to us as something that they say, oh, well, this is just the new thing. I heard one person say, I've been fascinated with scents my whole life. Now, we don't know if that's true. But I think that most of us can say that most of these people become fascinated with something as soon as the opportunity to make money arrives, right? And that's what makes other people question them. And I question not her. I question us. I question the people who listened to her and why they were so upset about her book and her trip to Harlem. Again, I can reference other celebrities. I think it was probably Jamie Lee Curtis and Madonna that years ago wrote books, and they went on press tours, and they read their books, and they probably gave some away, and everybody was so happy about it. I guess the difference is this is what I want to explore, is why people have such a negative reaction to her, besides the obvious things. And the obvious things would be that she seems to be somebody that never wanted to talk about her identity, her racial identity, until it could be something that she could use as a victim. And then that would be an obvious conversation. And then an obvious conversation would be how she seems to be a person that social climbs till she gets what she wants, and then manipulates everybody around her and discards people. Those would be obvious conversations, and they've been had. And then other obvious conversations would be this legal case, I guess, that she has, where she has amnesia as to texts and how she wrote letters and who she spoke to. Those are obvious things. I guess what I'm interested in is why we, as people, are so shocked by her behavior. And I thought about it for a little while. And I think it's because we are uncomfortable with the double bind that she puts people in. That term's been used for years. I think it came from the book Catch 22. And it's in this book. That's why I brought it. Malignant Self-Love. Sam Vaknin wrote this. It's all about narcissism. There's a good chapter in here about addiction to fame and celebrity. There are actually many good chapters in that book. What fascinates me is that not that she left the hierarchy that she was in, because let's face it, I don't know that much about the royal family, but that is a hierarchy. And a lot of us seem to respect that hierarchy, even though we wouldn't want it imposed on our own life. So what she's done is she's said that she's left the hierarchy. She doesn't like it for whatever reasons. And now she's here. And what I think is at the core of people's loathing of her is that she willingly left the hierarchy, but then imposes her hierarchy on us. She benefits off the hierarchy. And I think that people felt like that's what she was doing when she was reading this book to the kids. I could be wrong, though. Some people would say probably I'm thinking too much. But I would say, if you leave a hierarchy, you leave its structures and its titles behind because you felt like that system was oppressive to you in some sort of way. And it was not going to be beneficial to you if you were the person that was at the bottom of the hierarchy and not at the top. And I'm sure that that was one of the reasons that she left. Many people, most people don't want to be at the bottom of anything. They want to be at the top. They want to be at the top of their game. They want to be at the top of their class. They want to be the top of a dinner party invitation. They want to be the top earner. They want to be the person, the go-to person, the first person asked. Most people. A lot of us don't, though. That's too much work for some of us. But, she made the claim that the hierarchy was not going to work for her lifestyle and who she was. But then she came here and she relished in, and she uses her title, including on that book, and introduces herself and has people introduce her as someone with title and rank and importance. And that puts an imposition on us as the audience or the kids that were listening to that book. It says, I'm here, I have a title, and you're here. It's no different than people with other titles. But we're supposed to be made to feel that it is because it's royalty, right? I could care less about royalty. I really don't care. The whole thing makes me laugh. I forget what philosopher it was that said, it might have been Montaigne, that said that we all, basically, I'm paraphrasing, we all have to take a crap at the end of the day, right? That's what I think about royalty. But anyway, I believe that people are truly upset because we're in a double bind. We'd like to think of her as a regular person because that's what she suggested that she was and she would be. But she carries on like she's a royal person, which would be above then the rest of us common people. You can't claim to escape a system that was dreadful to you and then utilize it over here in another country to gain things such as employment, such as movie deals, such as production deals, such as book deals, such as having an audience that maybe didn't want to listen to your book in the first place, but they had to because you are the Duchess of Sussex. People don't like feeling the discomfort that a double bind brings. It is that I can't move and I can't think no matter how much I want to feeling. It's that if I move here, I'm wrong. If I move there, I'm wrong. That's what she does to people. I believe that that's the real reason why people do not like her. It's very interesting. But it's not an uncommon thing. Because like I said, we see it all the time with celebrities. They say they want to live a quiet life, and they do everything in their power to get attention. We see people who say, hey, I want to be simple. And then we see them do everything they can to live as far from simplicity as possible. We say, in her case, I want to promote literacy. Well, aren't there other ways to promote literacy? You can help teach somebody to read that doesn't know how to read. You can donate books with your regular name. You can actually put books in a box and drop them off at a library and nobody has to know. You can exchange books. You can tutor somebody privately. You can gift books only as presents if you want to promote literacy. You can be part of the Read Across America program that they have, I think, in Dr. Seuss's honor every March. There's so many ways to promote literacy. But I really think that maybe not the kids, but the adults got the message. That if she was going to promote literacy, she could have read or given the kids any book, and that it was really her promoting herself. So she should have just said, hey, I'm here to read my book. I'm Meghan. I wrote this book because of these reasons. I hope you like it. And here are some other books. Here's a book voucher. Here's a field trip to the library. I'm really concerned about you learning to read. I think if she would have done it that way, better yet, she could have gotten on here on YouTube and read her book and read other books to promote other authors. I think the generosity that people say she lacks, the feelings that she can't seem to find or scrape up or get in touch with, I think people would have looked at her differently. People get offended by that. They don't like it. They felt like they've been misled, bamboozled. Maybe it's a ruse. Accept it less from her because she clings on to that title so much.